And what most people don't realize is that because they're being used for profit, and the laws are so relaxed here in the U.S. is that you could use the and correct me if I'm wrong, Tim. You can use a tiger or any big cat for up to about 80 pounds or the first 6 months, and then that's it, right? It becomes illegal for whoever, that zoo or whatever, to use it as a photo opportunity animal, correct?
Now, if you're going by rules, now you'll see, all you have to do, I invite anybody that's listening to this
Yeah.
to get on their phone, go to TikTok or Instagram. You'll roll down not even 4 or 5, and you're going to see somebody with a full-grown, drugged, declawed, surgically
Yep.
altered tiger, and they're laying next to it, getting a selfie. Or
Absolutely.
they're with the dancing bear with no claws. You're going to see this, and that, like you said, it's against the law.
Sure.
Well, it's against the law to have tiger cubs at the Capitol building, and as you'll see on the conservation game, as you saw,
Yep.
they bring them in and they line up all the politicians
Yep.
to get their pictures taken with a tiger cub.
Absolutely.
It's against the law, but are people enforcing it? That's the problem.
Right. Right. Yeah, and it doesn't seem like they are. I mean, and obviously, if you go to different countries, like go to Thailand, and you see a lot of these, even the resorts. I mean, I've been to Thailand myself, and immediately the first thing that they try to sell you is, "Would you like to go see a tiger show or go pet a tiger?" And I said, "No, I want to go see an island. I want to get on a boat, and I want to enjoy the landscape that Thailand has to offer. I don't want to see any animals." So that's what I tell a lot of people, and a lot of people don't realize it, is that they'll go on vacation and they'll see a sign on the road and be like, "Oh, come and pet blah 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 alligator in Florida, or the tiger in whatever place," and they don't realize that they're actually doing more harm to that animal than they are giving themselves that satisfaction for 10 minutes and paying $100 for the picture. Because in the long run, what happens to that tiger? It's being drugged pretty much 24/7. So imagine if you were that person and being drugged 24/7 and having to take a picture with a bunch of random people all day. It's unfortunate that things are happening. Now, you're working on the Big Cat Public Safety Act. Do you think some of these, do you think if this law passes that some of this will calm down here in the U.S., or you think we still have a battle to go to?
Well, I honestly believe with the Big Cat Public Safety Act being passed on a federal basis, it's going to give, like Sheriff Lutz from the Zanesville massacre, a perfect example, when
Right.
all those 56 of the most dangerous creatures were turned loose on the city of Zanesville, Ohio. Sheriff Lutz did a fantastic job of what he had to do, because we had no training, nothing there.
Right.
38 big cats turned loose on the city, grizzly bears, black bears. He had to shoot 49 of them. He never wanted to do that again. That's why he's out with us.
Sure.
He's going to be on a panel, a couple more panels coming up, trying to talk people into giving us the laws so we can stop this.
Right.
Because as a law enforcement officer, a lot of this could be stopped if we had legislation that'll stop it. In the state of Ohio, if the Governor Kasich would have signed the executive order that Governor Strickland signed before that, if he would have signed it in effect once he became governor,
Yeah.
Zanesville massacre never would have happened.
Right.
Because we would have been able to take those animals off that property legally.
Sure.
Now, with the Big Cat Public Safety Act, we're not going to have breeding by private people anymore.
Good.
It's against the law.
Good.
All right? Police have something to work with. Federal agents have something to work with. You're not allowed to play anymore. You can't get your picture taken. You can't do the ambassador animal
Right.
garbage anymore.
Right.
You can't
ambassador.
have. Yeah. But the thing is also it gets to a situation where it's going to prevent the auctions, where you can't just go buy yourself a tiger cub or a hyena or whatever you want to buy at an auction in Texas or Missouri or Oklahoma right now. Ohio used to be number one till we ran them out. And I can tell you right now, legislation does work.
Yeah.
Look at the state of Ohio. We have no more auctions. We were number one.
Yeah.
No more auctions. No more allowed to have big cats in our backyards. And we moved a lot out of the state. But I'm telling you, now when Dad walks with his son down at the fair, and his son wants a tiger cub, he says it's against the law, son. 80% of the population, rounded off, will do what the law says.
Right.
The rest of them will hesitate, and there'll only be about 2% that'll actually still buy it. So we'll still have people getting them.
Sure.
But it won't be on the large scale, as you know, Alex. Like
Yeah.
in Texas, we had close to 3,000 in private hands.
Are you kidding me?
Just tigers.
Yeah.
So, we could cut back that quite a bit, and that's what I want. That's what I want to do.
Absolutely. I mean, I've spent out a month in Texas almost alone, just going to sanctuary to sanctuary, and I mean, it's filled with with big cat sanctuaries, as well as Florida is another big place that's filled with a lot of big cat sanctuaries. And it's unfortunate that we have more tigers here in the U.S. than we do in the entire world wild. So it's something definitely has become an issue, and it's something that, and I'm glad you and the rest of your team are finally, making something happen so that this can and stop. And I hope that this can start trickling down to other species of animals as well, because I to my knowledge, I know primates are another big issue.